Well, I looked at it and I just knew I was looking into the face of another intelligence.
In the world of deep-sea exploration, many strange and surprising things have been found. But what some divers have come across are almost too unbelievable to be true. Deep in the dark waters, a set of divers recently uncovered something from a time long forgotten. No one can explain it. What could they have possibly found down there? Join us as we unravel 20 of the most shocking discoveries made by deep-sea divers that no one would believe. Number 20. Giant squid. In early 2023, a diver named Yosuke Tanaka and his wife encountered a giant squid while casually sea diving. This creature was so enormous, it seemed almost unreal. They had heard about a huge creature spotted in the waters and decided to dive in to see if they could find it. When they finally came face to face with the squid, it was truly amazing. This squid was about 8 meters long, which is already huge. But giant squids can grow even bigger. Some can reach 13 meters, and the largest ones ever recorded are about 18 meters long, longer than a school bus. Giant squids live deep in the ocean, between 300 and 600 meters below the surface, where hardly any light can reach. Because they live so deep, very few people have ever seen one alive. They usually only come closer to the surface on rare occasions. The Tanakas were incredibly lucky to see this giant squid in shallower waters. It's possible that the squid was close to the end of its life and in poor health, which might have caused it to come up closer to the surface. But what could be more fascinating than a giant squid is a giant squid egg sac. Number 19. Giant egg sac. This particular egg sac belonged to the southern shortfin squid, a 10-armed creature known for living in deeper, darker parts of the ocean. The sheer size of the egg sac was astonishing, over 1 meter in diameter, roughly the size of an adult human. What made it even more shocking was what lay inside. The egg sac contained between 50,000 and 200,000 baby squid embryos, all packed into a gelatinous bubble. It was like finding a floating nursery hidden beneath the waves. The sac itself is made from a mixture of squid ink and mucus, forming a protective barrier for the developing squids. It's both strong and delicate, providing safety from predators while allowing nutrients and oxygen to reach the eggs. The sac remains completely transparent, so anyone fortunate enough to come across it can actually see the tiny squid embryos growing inside, slowly developing into young squids. This clarity allowed Ronald Rash and his team to witness something truly amazing: the beginnings of life for thousands of squids, all suspended in this alien-like floating orb. Marine biologists were thrilled with this discovery, as these egg sacs are incredibly fragile and difficult to study. They are thought to drift with ocean currents, sometimes traveling vast distances before the baby squids are ready to hatch. Once hatched, the tiny squids are left to fend for themselves in the open ocean. Number 18. A mysterious machine. In June 2023, German divers embarked on a routine mission in the Baltic Sea, focusing on removing discarded fishing nets that had been abandoned and were now posing a threat to marine life. As the divers explored the depths of Gelting Bay, they came across what initially seemed to be an old typewriter, entangled in the netting on the seabed. Upon closer examination, they realized they had uncovered a rare Enigma cipher machine, a crucial piece of World War II history. The Enigma machine was a sophisticated piece of technology used by the Nazi military to encrypt their communications. With its intricate system of rotating wheels and electrical circuits, it scrambled messages into seemingly random strings of letters. The only way to decode these messages was with another Enigma machine set to the same settings, making it a formidable tool for keeping secrets during the war. This particular Enigma machine, with its 3 rotors, suggests it was used on a German surface ship or a different type of submarine, rather than the more common U-boats that typically had machines with 4 rotors. The divers believe it was likely thrown overboard from a scuttled vessel in May 1945, as German forces sought to prevent their technology from falling into Allied hands. Number 17. The Yonaguni Monument. The Yonaguni Monument, discovered in 1987 by diver Kihachiro Aratake, has intrigued people around the world with its mysterious appearance. While diving off the coast of Yonaguni Island in Japan, Aratake came across a series of massive stone formations lying on the ocean floor. These structures featured terraces, steps, and columns, arranged in a pattern that looked almost like an ancient, submerged city. When news of the discovery spread, scientists and archaeologists from around the globe rushed to the site to investigate. Their opinions were sharply divided. Some experts were convinced that the Yonaguni Monument was made by humans. They argued that the precise angles and organized layout suggested it could be a remnant of a lost civilization, possibly thousands of years old. On the other hand, many scientists believed the formations were natural. They proposed that underwater erosion and tectonic activity could create shapes that look like man-made structures. According to this view, the symmetry and arrangement of the rocks might be an amazing coincidence rather than evidence of ancient engineering. Number 16. Rare giant shipworm. The giant shipworm is not a worm at all. It's actually a type of clam with a look and lifestyle that makes it incredibly interesting. Discovered in the Philippines, this creature has amazed scientists with its unusual features and behaviors. Even though it's called a shipworm, this giant shipworm is more closely related to clams than worms. It's related to the wood-eating shipworms that have troubled wooden ships and docks by chewing through them. But unlike those wood-eaters, the giant shipworm has evolved in a completely different way. For many years, scientists only had dead specimens to study, so they didn't know much about the living giant shipworm. That changed recently when researchers found live giant shipworms in the southern Philippines. These creatures were found in a place filled with rotting wood and other debris, which turned out to be the perfect home for them. The giant shipworm's diet adds to its adventure. Instead of eating wood, this giant clam has adapted to feed on sulfur. The area where they were found has a lot of hydrogen sulfide, a gas known for its awful rotten egg smell and toxicity. The shipworm has evolved to live off this sulfur-rich environment. The giant shipworm's gills are home to special bacteria. These bacteria change the hydrogen sulfide into useful carbon compounds that the shipworm can eat. This amazing partnership lets the giant shipworm grow to huge sizes without needing traditional food sources like wood. This unique adaptation helps the giant shipworm thrive in its strange home and shows how life can adapt in amazing ways to survive in extreme places. Number 15. A 900-year-old sword. On October 16, 2021, sport diver Shoei Katzen embarked on what he thought would be a routine dive in the Mediterranean Sea. As he explored the depths, his attention was drawn to a cluster of intriguing objects lying on the seabed. Among them was something truly extraordinary, a sword encrusted with barnacles and marine life, looking more like a piece of underwater debris than a relic of history. At first, Shoei didn't realize the significance of the artifact he had found. The sword, measuring over 4 feet in length, was buried under layers of sea life. It wasn't until he took a closer look that he realized he had unearthed a treasure from the past. Experts later confirmed that this was no ordinary sword. It was an iron blade dating back approximately 900 years. This sword was possibly wielded by a Crusader knight during the fierce battles of the Crusades. The Crusades were a series of religious wars where European knights ventured into the Holy Land to reclaim it from Muslim rule. The sword's straight blade and 12-inch hilt are classic features of the weapons used by knights of that era. This discovery was not just a historical find, it was like unlocking a time capsule from a period of intense conflict and valor. Number 14. The the long-lost tomb of Cleopatra. In the early months of 2023, a group of divers made an incredible underwater discovery of the long-lost tomb of Cleopatra, Egypt's legendary queen. For centuries, people had searched for her final resting place, but it remained hidden beneath the sands of time. That is, until a team of brave divers, led by Dr. Layla Hassan, made a breathtaking dive off the coast of Alexandria, Egypt, and found the tomb of Cleopatra. The divers were mapping out what was left of Cleopatra's royal palace, now buried deep beneath the waters. But as they moved through the murky depths, their lights caught something unusual: a large stone structure hidden beneath layers of sand and seaweed. As they carefully removed the debris, they uncovered a grand stone entrance. Ancient hieroglyphs, symbols of Egypt's royal past, lined the archway. It was clear that this was no ordinary find. Slowly but surely, they realized they had stumbled upon the tomb of the great Cleopatra, lost for over 2,000 years. Inside, the divers discovered a series of chambers, each more impressive than the last. The walls were carved with images of Cleopatra in all her royal glory, and treasures from ancient Egypt surrounded them. Golden amulets, statues of gods, and relics from her reign filled the tomb, untouched by human hands for millennia. But the greatest discovery was in the heart of the tomb, a sealed sarcophagus covered in intricate symbols that told the story of Cleopatra's rule. Number 13. The Hot Tub of Despair. In the deep waters of the Gulf of Mexico lies one of the most dangerous places ever found beneath the sea, an underwater pool known as the Hot Tub of Despair. Discovered in 2014 by a group of divers, this deadly brine pool is unlike anything you'd expect to find on the ocean floor. Hidden nearly 3,300 feet below the surface, this briny pool serves as a stark reminder of how little is known about the mysteries lurking in the depths of the sea. The pool doesn't mix with the surrounding seawater. The pool is so salty, about 5 times saltier than the rest of the ocean, that it forms a separate, dense layer of water. The water in this pool is filled with toxic gases like methane and hydrogen sulfide. These gases create a poisonous environment where most sea creatures can't survive. Any fish or crab that ventures too close is quickly overwhelmed by the toxic brew, and divers have found the lifeless bodies of sea creatures scattered along its edge. The pool's deadly power comes from its chemical makeup. Millions of years ago, thick layers of salt settled on the ocean floor, buried under sediment. Over time, intense pressure from beneath the Earth's crust pushed this salt, along with toxic gases, back up, forming the deadly pool. The combination of extreme saltiness and poisonous gases makes the Hot Tub of Despair a literal death trap for most forms of life. Number 12. The Remains of Baiae. In late 2020, divers exploring the Gulf of Naples made a remarkable discovery beneath the shimmering blue waters. Stumbled upon the submerged remains of Baiae, Rome's legendary party city. Known in ancient times as the ultimate resort for the Roman elite, Baiae was the place where the empire's rich and famous gathered to indulge in grand dinner parties, surrounded by breathtaking views and lavish luxuries. This city, now resting quietly underwater, once echoed with the sounds of laughter, feasting, and scandalous entertainment. As divers descended deeper, they met the remnants of grand villas, marble courtyards, and luxuries that once witnessed the excesses of Roman nobility. Baiae, often compared to the modern-day Las Vegas, was a place where emperors like Julius Caesar, Nero, and Hadrian owned opulent homes. Number 11. The Underwater Leptokalos. In late 2020, a group of divers set out on what they thought would be a routine underwater exploration. However, as they moved along the ocean floor, they encountered something truly remarkable: a tiny parasitic wasp, Leptothialis, which is typically found on land. The divers were stunned to spot such a creature in the depths of the ocean, far from its usual habitat. This fascinating discovery added an intriguing new layer to their mission, as the presence of Leptothallus, so deep underwater, was completely unexpected. Leptothallus, though small, plays a crucial role in controlling insect populations. These wasps are known for their unique method of reproduction. They lay their eggs inside the eggs of other insects, allowing the larvae to feed on the host. The surprising find of this wasp species in an underwater environment raised important questions about how much the world still doesn't know about the adaptability of certain life forms. The divers were not only captivated by the physical appearance of the wasp, but also intrigued by the mystery of how such a land-based insect could appear in the ocean's depths. This find encouraged marine biologists and scientists to consider the possibility that other land creatures might also survive in the depths of the sea. Number 10. The Lost City of Cain. Cain City was uncovered in the waters off the coast of Greece, bringing to light an ancient wonder submerged beneath the Aegean Sea. This underwater discovery has captivated historians, archaeologists, and explorers alike. Beneath the waves, remnants of this once thriving trade city lay hidden for centuries, perfectly preserved in the murky depths. Cain, though small, was a crucial center for trade in ancient times, strategically positioned between the Black Sea and the coast of modern-day Turkey. Divers and underwater archaeologists who unearthed the city were astonished by what they found. The ruins included stone structures, remnants of roads, and even signs of buildings that once lined the bustling streets of Cain. With each dive, more of the city emerged, revealing not only its architectural beauty, but also its significance as a key hub for ancient traders. Cain wasn't just any trade city. Some researchers believe there may have been a land bridge connecting it to the mainland, and also its location made it vital to the flow of goods and ideas. And its history is marked by significant battles and conflicts that were fought over control of the region. What truly adds to the mystery of Cain's underwater fate is how the city ended up beneath the sea. The most widely accepted theory suggests that a natural disaster, possibly an earthquake or a tsunami, caused the city to sink. Throughout history, such events have been responsible for the destruction of many coastal settlements. But with Cain, the specifics remain unclear. Number 9. The ancient city of Dwarka. This ancient city, believed to be hidden beneath the Arabian Sea, is known as Dwarka. The allure of Dwarka, shrouded in legend as a grand city that sank into the ocean, has driven many to search for its lost ruins. Among the most exciting aspects of this quest are the discoveries made by explorers in the sea. Over the years, divers and researchers have uncovered a range of fascinating artifacts in the Arabian Sea that they think might be linked to Dwarka. These discoveries include ancient stones, carved pillars, and what appear to be remnants of old structures. Some even claim to have found pieces of pottery and tools that seem to suggest a once thriving city. Each new find adds fuel to the mystery, sparking debates among experts and enthusiasts. Some believe these artifacts are genuine pieces of the legendary Dwarka, while others argue that they might be from different, unrelated sources. Despite the differing opinions, these discoveries keep the dream of finding Dwarka alive, and the hunt for this lost city continues, with each new artifact providing an amazing clue. Number 8. A strange shimmering. In 2017, a scuba diver exploring the waters off Australia stumbled upon something truly extraordinary: a massive, glowing, slinky-like formation. At first glance, it might have seemed like an alien artifact, straight out of a science fiction movie. But after a closer inspection, marine biologists made an amazing discovery. The strange, shimmering mass wasn't a space visitor. It was actually a cluster of squid eggs laid by a diamondback squid. These egg clusters are quite rare and can grow up to 6 feet long, containing thousands of individual eggs. What makes them even more fascinating is their soft, pinkish glow. This enchanting light comes from special cells in the eggs called chromatophores. These cells are filled with pigments that produce the egg's vibrant color, giving them an otherworldly appearance. The soft, radiant glow makes these squid egg masses look like they belong to a different realm altogether. Number 7. The recovered iPhone. Alex Schlesinger, the CEO and co-founder of 4Ocean, made an astonishing discovery while diving in the crystal-clear waters of the Boca Raton Inlet in South Florida. As he explored the ocean floor, he stumbled upon a waterproof bag dipped in the sand and seaweed. When he pulled the bag up and realized it contained an iPhone, he was skeptical that it would still work. To his amazement, the phone was not only intact but appeared to be in pristine condition. Alex, who is accustomed to finding all sorts of discarded items underwater, was genuinely surprised. He brought the phone back to the 4Ocean office, charged it up, and watched in awe as it powered on. On the lock screen, he saw an emergency contact listed: his own mother. Using this lead, Alex was able to track down the phone's owner. When he called, the owner's mother was both overjoyed and stunned. She revealed that her son had lost the phone just days earlier during a fishing trip with his dad, and they had given up hope of finding it. Alex's unexpected find not only reunited the phone with its grateful owner, but also underscored 4Ocean's mission of cleaning the oceans. Number 6. The mysterious giant disc. In 2011, Swedish divers from the Ocean X team made an astonishing discovery while exploring the cold, deep waters of the Baltic Sea. They came across a massive, disc-shaped object measuring approximately 70 feet in diameter and resting nearly 300 feet below the surface. The object's enormous size and perfectly circular shape were remarkable, especially given the surrounding ocean floor, which was otherwise scattered with rocks and debris. The real mystery, however, began when the divers approached the object. As they got closer, they noticed a strange phenomenon. All their electrical equipment, ranging from high-definition cameras to satellite phones, suddenly ceased to function. This strange disruption was so consistent that divers reported their devices would only start working again once they swam away from the vicinity of the object. This mysterious effect led to speculation about what could be causing such interference. Some suggest it might be due to an electromagnetic anomaly, while others proposed it could be a remnant of advanced technology or an artifact from a bygone era. Despite various scientific investigations and theories suggesting the object could be a natural geological formation, possibly a type of underwater mound or volcanic structure, no good explanation has yet been agreed upon. It's time for our today's subscriber's pick. Beneath the surface of the cold, dark waters of the Pacific Ocean, a mystery had remained hidden for centuries. Far from the prying eyes of humanity, it lay undisturbed in a forgotten abyss, until a team of elite divers stumbled upon the discovery that would shake the very foundation of human understanding. It all began when a group of marine biologists, led by Dr. Emily Carson, embarked on a routine expedition off the coast of a remote island. Their mission: to study deep-sea ecosystems and document the region's elusive marine life. But what they would find far exceeded the boundaries of science. As they descended into the cold, dark belly of the ocean, unnatural formation, an unknown structure that slowly emerged from the dark. As they approached the object, their lights illuminated something they had never expected to find: a colossal, man-made structure. It was covered in centuries of algae and sea life, but beneath the layers of organic matter, they could make out intricate carvings and stonework. It was a long, abandoned temple that had since been swallowed by the ocean. What could this temple be? And which civilization of humans could have been responsible for its construction? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Number 5. Underwater crop circles. Crop circles aren't just a mystery on land, They also appear underwater, and divers have been captivated by these oceanic marvels. Imagine exploring the clear, blue depths and suddenly discovering stunning, perfectly round patterns etched into the sandy ocean floor. These intricate designs are so precise and elaborate that they seem far beyond what could be created by natural ocean currents alone. The surprising answer to this underwater puzzle is the pufferfish. Specifically, it's the males of this species that are responsible for these remarkable patterns. During their courtship ritual, male pufferfish go through an elaborate process. They flap their fins and use their bodies to stir up sediment on the ocean floor. This laborious effort creates striking circular designs that can stretch over 2 meters in diameter. What makes this discovery even more intriguing is the sheer amount of work involved. The male pufferfish not only designs these elaborate patterns, but also maintains them, often spending several days perfecting their circles. Each design serves as a visual display to attract potential mates, showcasing the fish's creativity and commitment. The patterns can be so detailed that they are sometimes compared to works of art, drawing admiration not just from other fish, but from human observers as well. Number 4. The Baiae fish. In 2008, deep-sea divers exploring the pitch-black waters off the coast of Costa Rica made a jaw-dropping discovery: the Baiae fish. This amazing fish is famous for its partially transparent head, which allows you to see right through its skull and observe its eyes and other internal organs. Dr. Baiae Furtado and his team were the first to find this incredible creature and were blown away by its unique features. The Baiae fish lives in the midnight zone of the ocean, where no sunlight ever reaches. In this dark, almost creepy environment, the fish has developed a fascinating adaptation to survive. Its transparent head is more than just a cool feature. It actually helps the fish see in the dark. The fish's eyes are positioned inside its head so they can look upward, allowing it to spot prey and predators even in complete darkness. This special design helps the Baiae fish navigate its dark world and find food while avoiding danger. Number 3. A century-old cognac and liqueur. In the middle of World War I, when the world was full of chaos and conflict, the Swedish cargo ship SS Kyros set off on a journey like no other. On board, it carried crates of expensive French cognac and Benedictine liqueur, all meant for Tsar Nicholas II of Russia and his royal court. But the Kyros never made it to their destination. As the ship sailed through the cold waters of the Baltic Sea, a German U-boat attacked. In a flash, the SS Kyros was struck and sank, taking its valuable cargo down with it over 250 feet to the ocean floor. For more than 100 years, the wreck lay untouched in the freezing, dark waters, where the cold preserved everything in an almost perfect state. Then, in 2019, a team of brave explorers from Ocean X, led by Peter Lindbergh and Dennis Osberg, decided to find this lost treasure. Using advanced diving gear, they plunged into the icy depths of the Baltic Sea. What they found was beyond their wildest dreams. Among the remains of the sunken ship, they discovered 900 bottles of century-old cognac and liqueur, still intact, as if they had been frozen in time. Number 2. Discovery of sea slugs. Sea slugs, or nudibranchs, are famous for their vibrant colors and unusual shapes, but purple is incredibly rare among them. The blob's striking color and its unique faceted form puzzled scientists. They were amazed by how different it was from typical marine life. What made the blob even more interesting was its crystal-like shape. It had sharp angles and flat surfaces, unlike the usual smooth and wavy shapes of most sea slugs. This unusual design suggested that the creature might use its appearance for camouflage or to reflect light in a special way, helping it blend in with its surroundings or avoid predators. As scientists dug deeper, they discovered that the blob's extraordinary color might come from a rare pigment or a type of algae living with it. This opened up new questions about how the sea slug developed such a unique look and why it had such an unusual color. Number 1. A confused remora. In 2016, divers exploring the colorful waters off the Channel Islands near California made a discovery: a strange purple blob floating gracefully through the sea. This unusual creature looked like a shimmering crystal sculpture, as if it had come from another planet. When the divers carefully captured the blob and brought it back for a closer look, they first thought it might be a new type of sea slug. Finding a new species would have been exciting enough, but this blob's bright purple color and its almost geometric shape made it even more fascinating and puzzling. A confused remora, also known as a suckerfish, has a fascinating but sometimes confused relationship with larger marine animals like sharks, rays, and even whales. These small fish use a special suction disc on top of their heads to latch onto their much bigger hosts. By hitching a ride on these giants, remoras enjoy a free meal from the scraps left behind by their hosts' meals. This arrangement is known as mutualism. For the remoras, it's a great deal because they get to travel across the ocean effortlessly and feast on leftover bits of prey. In return, the host, such as a shark, benefits from a natural cleanup crew. The remoras help by eating parasites and dead skin off the shark's body, making this a win-win situation for both. Which of these deep-sea discoveries did you find the most shocking? Let us know your opinions in the comment section.